Good afternoon and welcome in to our live stream of Cowboys-Lions. It is a gorgeous day for football just outside of Dallas in this battle of NFC squads. Anthony Sorgi alongside here with Lincoln from American Football Network. And after a great day of football yesterday, we get another solid day of pro football, in this case, today. Lincoln, welcome in, and thoughts on what we've seen so far today in the NFL and what we're going to see this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. First off, man, appreciate you having me on. Glad I could join you this time. No internet problems like last night. So glad to be doing a stream. Appreciate you having me on. Hope you're doing good today. But yeah, I mean, when we look around the league, there's been some big storylines so far. I mean, the Ravens have just won 4 in a row. They beat Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Drake May, I know they lost in his debut, but dude threw for 3 touchdowns against the Texans. Now, granted, they lost 41-21, so they still got blown out. But, good, solid start for Drake May. For Drake May in his first career start, I mean, I think he was, he threw 2 interceptions, but, that's going to happen as a rookie. I mean, Baker Mayfield's been in the league for how long today? And today threw like 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, kind of thing happens. But, a lot of good games still to come as well. And I think I'll see if you agree with me on this. I think we have the most random Sunday night football matchup ever. Tonight was Bengals and Giants.
When I saw that was the matchup, I said, "Yup, I'm watching baseball on Fox tonight."
Yeah.
I'm not even a huge fan of this NLCS, but I'm still gonna. I'll probably have Sunday Night Football on our second screen down here, but I'm gonna have baseball on the big screen.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'm probably gonna watch Mets Dodgers tonight instead of Bengals and Giants. But yeah, so you got any fantasy teams going on? How you doing today in fantasy so far?
I do, but it's like a league with a whole bunch of random people, and there's only one IR spot. And like half my team's injured, so I didn't even set a lineup this week.
I
haven't locked.
That's what I hate about the ESPN just random leagues.
Yeah, I didn't because like the season started. Like the day we started school, I couldn't there wasn't any chance to get a league going with with some of the other freshmen at my high school, so I just joined a random league, and I'm like, we're just gonna skip out on it this year.
Yeah, I got you.
How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm in 2 leagues. I'm in one where it's your normal dynasty league.
Yeah.
Play each week, standings. I'm in another one though that is an eliminator league. So the person who scores the lowest total points each week gets booted from the league until it's down to the final 2, and then you see who wins. And so all their players become available each week, but you only get $100 to bid with in free agency for the season.
That's how.
So it's really fun, and it's like a really strategic way to manage through. So I'm sitting good in that league. I'm 93% chance to win my matchup, which ensures obviously that I'm going to move on to next week. I still got $55 left to work with.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm looking pretty good so far. And that one, and then let me look the Dynasty League. Okay, yeah, I'm killing the dude in the Dynasty League as well. 80% chance to win in that one. So
nice.
I guess fantasy's doing good for me this year. I'll move to 5-1 and be the second best team in our league in the Dynasty League.
Nice.
About to take down the unbeaten.
Yeah, we see here the Cowboys starting the game off at it would look to be the 25-yard line. Dak in his career versus the Lions has never lost. We will see if that continues today. As I just quickly add some hashtags in the description to hopefully get some more viewers. We get about a 2-yard run there from, who was that on the run? It was going to be Dowell, I want to say there. and that will make it a 2nd and 8 for Dallas.
They just have no run game at all.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Dak's going to throw. That one almost intercepted, and it's actually complete after a tip. That's going to be first down for the Cowboys here. What a crazy play that was, as it looked to go off of, as my screen freezes here for a moment. Let's see what happens. I think it got tipped by a couple of guys and then caught. So 1st and 10 now for the Cowboys at their own 46-yard line. Dak's going to look to throw under pressure, has a man across the middle. It's CeeDee Lamb. He's to the 40, to the 35, inside the 30 after juking a couple guys out, down at the 26-yard line of Detroit. Great play there by CeeDee.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, one of, if not the best receivers in the NFL. He's just an incredible talent. Yeah, just a nice weapon to have.
So now 1st and 10 at the 27 of of Detroit is where they're going to spot this one. And they looked like, I think they passed it to Lamb there for about a loss. I don't know if it's going to be a loss on one or if it's going to be no game. We'll see here. As we see the Detroit defensive unit, they're solid between Aidan Hutchinson on the front line. You got Jack Campbell. He's a rookie, right, Campbell? Or is he 2nd year?
I think he's 2nd year.
2nd year.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he was drafted last year.
At this point, there have been too many drafts for me to remember who comes out of what year. And that one's complete. Looks like a gain of about 4 or 5 yards there for Dowdle. And they're throwing it to him and rushing it to him, everything. As we see Mike McCarthy, I'm surprised he's still the head coach of this team. I would have thought he would have been fired at the end of last season after that terrible loss to the Packers. But they kept him around.
I am too. I'm really surprised that they kept him.
Yeah, so 3rd and 6 now, 12-17 to go. Prescott's going to look to pass, has a man across the middle, and it's picked. A flag on the play, but Joseph with the interception. We'll see if this one's going to come back. Dak staying on the field, so I think we're going to see this one stay with Dallas. We'll find out here momentarily, though. Holding on the defense.
That hurts.
Penalty, 1st down.
That hurts.
That one on Detroit's secondary there. Tough penalty if you're the secondary. You almost had a pick, and now it's going to come back just because of a holding. Let's see what happens here. I can't even tell who the call was on. They might have the wrong guy there because I didn't see a hold. But 1st and 10 at the 18, they're going to give it to CeeDee Lamb, who will rush for about 3 yards there on a little quick catch and run. Meanwhile, it is Raiders 7, Steelers 3 in that game in Las Vegas. I've got that on.
Let's see. I'm watching this hold now. It looks like the intended receiver was held before the play. It looked kind of ticky-tack, like he kind of had his arm pulled back. I think that's why it was holding, not pass interference. The pass wasn't catchable. Obviously, it was way over his head.
Yeah,
but he was being held.
Yeah, they're on 2nd and 8. Contact on both sides. Prescott wanted Lamb in the end zone, but it's incomplete. As I said, both sides were pushing off, so there's not going to be a call there. So 3rd and 8 for Dallas now at the 16-yard line with 11:28 to go in the first. Lamb in motion. Prescott looks under pressure, and he's just going to spike that one to the ground a flag on the play. Probably going to be an intentional grounding or a late hit call. We'll see which one. As we wait to see where they're going to spot this. And it's going to be holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down. So it's going to be Brandon Aubrey to kick this field goal for Dallas with 11:24 to go here in the first.
And what an opening drive here for the Cowboys. I mean, they moved it down the field, but what a way from the Lions defense to stand strong when it got down in its own red zone and to force the field goal attempt.
Yeah. So here comes the field goal. It is up, and it is good. 3-0 Dallas leads here in the first quarter. We see the highlight there of a great catch by CeeDee Lamb. We will take a quick break. On the other side, more coverage of Dallas and Detroit right here on Sorgy Stories. We are back here, continuing first quarter coverage as we see this Dallas-Detroit matchup. They're looking back at the holding call there. It will be Aubrey to kick off to Detroit here momentarily. But yeah, as you said before the break, great job by both sides. The Lions holding them to 3, but for Dallas, just getting points on the board early, which is something they're going to need. It will be a touchback to start off the drive for Detroit. And yeah, Lincoln, I know you didn't get to catch all of it, but I'll ask, what were your thoughts on yesterday's crazy college football slate? The Oregon-Ohio State game, this kind of surprised me. Our most viewed stream ever on Sorgy Stories. It was an insane game. And insane. After that, the Ole Miss LSU game, just generally, what a night.
Yeah, so let's see, in the 12 o'clock slot, I watched Clemson and I watched South Carolina, Alabama.
Okay.
Clemson blew Wake Forest out, everything we wanted to do. South Carolina, Alabama, great game.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
Really enjoyed that one. Let's see, 3:30. Who'd I watch?
I watched Penn State
Texas,
USC in that
Oklahoma,
one.
Penn State, USC.
Yeah, same.
Penn State, USC, great game. Great game. And then I didn't get to watch from like 10 minutes after in the second quarter of Ohio State, Oregon. Internet went out, couldn't watch it. So I was like, screw it. I just went to bed. So I missed all the late night games. I know Kansas State, Colorado was a good one. Miss
Yeah.
LSU ended in a good one. Tennessee, Florida ended in overtime. Like I know I missed a bunch of them last night.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 here now for Detroit. I watched the end of that Ole Miss LSU game. I was hoping Ole Miss was going to pull that one out, but they don't. And how about Ole Miss dropping to number 18? In my rankings, I posted them on Instagram earlier. I had them at 15. But the committee, I mean, must not have been very happy with that loss. Consider not the committee, but the media not too happy with that loss in the AP top 25. As it's 3rd and 5 now for Jared Goff and the Lions at their own 35. Goff's going to look to throw. Throws deep. Does he have a man? Yes, he does. Still going, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Detroit. And a great pass there by Goff from his own. He threw it from about the 25, and the receiver there just able to get the coverage off, and just great play by Dallas there. Excuse me, not Dallas, but Detroit there.
I loved how right before the 2nd and 5 play, they showed how he was perfect against the Seahawks in week 4.
Yeah.
And then his first pass attempt is just a terrible pass, incomplete.
It's going to be a run for, who was that there? That was going to be number 5, David Montgomery. And on the reception, it was Tim Patrick. Those of you who watching might know him from, I want to say he was with Denver, right? Patrick,
I think so.
Yeah. Now with Detroit, and he
that
just makes
sounds right.
A beautiful play to get that. And they thought there might have been a pass interference call, so they said, hurry it up, hurry it up. 2nd and 3 now. A lot of men in motion for Detroit. Dallas looks like they're going to be bringing a lot of pressure here, as they're going to hand it off to Montgomery, and he is headed to the end zone. Detroit leads 6-3 on a David Montgomery touchdown. We've seen Montgomery in the NFC North in the past, and now with Detroit. Great start to the game for their offense. Quick drive, and now we'll see if they can make that PAT. Just great stiff arm. Gets out of a struggle there, and then is able to run into the end zone. The PAT on its way here.
Yeah, Montgomery and Gibbs, they might be the best running back duo in the NFL.
I think so, yeah.
They're elite. They're elite.
PAT up and good.
And I don't know if you saw Amon-Ra St. Brown and a defensive back for the Cowboys. They were going at it on that first down run after the big catch.
Ooh, that's interesting. So 7-3, 9:06 to go. But Lincoln, what I was talking about with college football, what do you think about the AP poll today?
The AP poll today. Let me pull it up just so I don't get mixed up. Real quick.
Okay.
So I liked 1 and 2 being Texas and Oregon. I think that's fair. Is Penn State the 3rd best team in the country? No, but who are you going to put in front of them at 3?
Yeah,
I don't mind them being there. Ohio State at 4. That Ohio State flipping with Penn State would be the only change I might make. But at the same time, Penn State hasn't lost. Ohio State has lost. Neither. Ohio State hasn't played anybody on the season except for Oregon, and they lost. That's the only reason I would keep them behind them. But I saw some people saying Penn State should have stayed at 4, and Ohio State, Oregon just flipped. But Georgia at 5. I don't know if I really agree with that one. They should have lost to Kentucky.
Yeah.
They got beat by Alabama. They played a terrible, just awful game against Mississippi State yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was close for a while in that one. And Mississippi State may be the worst team in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Texas did to them.
Yeah, like that's the worst team in the SEC. I don't know if I like Georgia at 5. Miami at 6, fine. I mean, technically they're unbeaten. Well, we can argue that later, but technically they're unbeaten. Alabama at 7. I don't think they should be in the top 15. You
Oh,
lost to
wow.
Vanderbilt, and
Okay.
honestly, Vanderbilt beat you worse. Vanderbilt beat you more than by what the scoreboard showed. You should have lost to South Carolina yesterday.
Yeah.
LSU at 8, I'm fine with it. Iowa State 9, fine with it. Clemson 10, fine with it. Tennessee 11, you shouldn't be top 15 either. You got beat by Arkansas. You should have lost to Florida. Get out of the top 15. Notre Dame at 12, cool. But BYU 13, okay. A&M 14. Like, I think for the most part, the top 25 is good. The biggest problem I have with it, though, is the Alabama at 7.
Yeah, I get that. What do you think about Army and Navy both being ranked?
Love that they're ranked. Love that they're there. Both teams definitely deserve it as well. Really glad that they're there. I think that Army and Navy have the chance to be the biggest storylines of the regular season in college football this year.
I think so. I'll run through my top 25 compared to the AP quick. I have the same top 5: Texas, Oregon, Texas, Oregon, Penn State, OSU, and Georgia. As the kick is away, it will be a touchback. I have Miami at 6. I have Bama at 7. LSU 8. I have your Clemson Tigers at 9. And then I've got Tennessee at 10. I thought about putting them lower. I probably should have. Notre Dame 11. BYU 12. I have Iowa State 13. I feel like BYU has a more impressive resume than them, so I put BYU higher. Texas A&M 14. Ole Miss 15. Kansas State 16, Boise State I'm keeping at 17, just as I had them last week. Because that's going to be a nice play there by C.D. Lamb. Puts the Cowboys just short of the first. 18 Missouri, 19 Pitt, 20 Indiana, 21 Illinois, 22 SMU, 23 Army, 24 Navy. And then I had Oklahoma at 16 last week. I dropped them to number 25 for this week. The next team off was Michigan. For me.
Okay. I like that. That was one more thing I meant to bring up about the AP poll. I would have Ole Miss out of the top 25.
Really?
Okay. I mean, you haven't played anybody all year long except for Kentucky and LSU, True. And you've lost to both of them.
It's a fair point, as Tolbert there.
Like at some point, we have to stop saying, well, they're 5-2, whatever they are, and start looking at who they've actually played.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of I think the issue is more the system, as the Cowboys are going to get a run. Because the way college football is looked at is the preseason poll, which means absolutely nothing, is the start for the AP poll, and it's adjusted week by week from that to the week 1 poll to the week 2 poll. So preseason expectations weigh so much into these polls. And
well, not only that, SEC bias weighs in.
That's true.
Because I think about it, all right, had Miami played the same schedule as Ole Miss and lost those 2 games, they would be out of the top 25 right now.
That is true.
Same with Clemson had done the same thing, played the same schedule as Ole Miss, had the same results. They'd be out of the top 25 right now. A lot of it is so that they can pad the stats of Alabama, Tennessee. That's why they're still all ranked. So now when Alabama beats Ole Miss or Georgia beats Ole Miss or Tennessee beats Missouri, they can say, well, look, they got top 20 wins against these teams.
Yeah.
And they keep them so high. It's all worked in. They keep them so high up that's why Tennessee's still 11. All right, say Tennessee beats Georgia. Well, now that doesn't eliminate Georgia because, well, they lost to the number 11 team, or same for Alabama. They lost to the number 11 team. Yeah. Even though, is Tennessee the 11th best team in the country right now? Probably not.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's what they do.
And I'll also
I don't know so much necessarily the AP poll does it. as much anymore, but the college football playoff, it's definitely ranked like that to make sure that they can get a certain amount of SEC teams in.
Yeah, and I'll say I like also the playoff matchups that come from my rankings. It would be Boise State at Penn State. It would be Tennessee at Ohio State, Clemson at Georgia, LSU at Bama in the first round. LSU Bama would be a classic in the playoff. And also, imagine seeing Tennessee going to Ohio State in the snow. That would just be a fun. Like, I mean, I think Ohio State.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I love Clemson getting the rematch against Georgia because I've been wondering after watching this team's insight game, Art, what if we played them next week? What would happen?
Yeah,
we're not losing 34-3.
And the next team out of my playoff, and I know this will hurt for our Notre Dame fans out there, is the Irish. I have them as my next team out. But also, if Boise State goes 12-1, here's my question, Lincoln, is if you have Army and Navy both 11-1, assuming they both lose to Notre Dame, and do you put the winner of that conference championship game, which would, of course, set up two Army-Navy games, one of them having meaning, the other not? I mean, I would think if you have two 11-1 teams going into that game, the winner of that goes to the college football playoff, right? The winner of the American?
No, they would have to beat Notre Dame.
Okay, so you would still take Boise State with that loss to Oregon.
I would because neither Army or Navy would have any like solid wins.
Fair. What if Boise State
would lose that Notre Dame win?
If Boise State lost another game, what would you say?
It would be difficult.
Okay. I'm hoping we see a service academy in the playoff.
Oh, I'm cheering 100% for Army to be in.
Yeah, I prefer Navy, but if Army's in, that would be awesome. I mean, especially thinking if we could see one of those two teams playing like at Penn State or at Ohio State in the snow, it could be an awesome atmosphere.
I mean, they could win the game.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like Army or Navy going into a whiteout and winning. That would be insane to watch. 1st and 10 here for Dallas at their own, at Detroit's 29. Cody saying, I'm okay with Alabama at 7. I can deal with it, but I mean, if they lose another game, I think that they should be out of the top 15 probably. And I mean, they're going to Tennessee. That game's going to that's a playoff elimination game right there.
I would think so.
As it's going to be a Dallas run for about 3 yards there. I think that was Zeke there on the run. Yes, it was. So 3rd down for the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, that game next week, I know I don't think either of us are going to be live for that one, right?
Oh, going back to fantasy football. This is how impressive it is that my dynasty team is 4-1. Ezekiel Elliott is one of my starting running backs in the league.
Wow.
and on that team, yeah.
Dak throws cross. He's got a man inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. 6:09 to go. Turpin there on the reception. Continue.
Yeah, Zeke's one of my starters. I would have had the best running back room in fantasy history with Kamara and McCaffrey, but we know what happened with McCaffrey.
Yeah, CMC sitting on my IR right now.
But I may have just flipped because I just traded him for Derrick Henry.
Okay. We're seeing.
So I may still have the best room.
It's going to be a run to Zeke for no gain. Jackson Johnson in the chat saying, "What's up, Sorgy Nation?" But I know neither of us are going to be live for that Tennessee-Bama game. But I will tell you, I'm going to be watching the first half of that while I'm in the car on the way to Franklin Field for some Saturday Night Lights high school football at college football's oldest stadium. I'm going to be watching that because that's going to be like just a game for the ages. As Dak throws here, he's got Ferguson inside the 10, the Wisconsin grad Cowboy tight end. at the 5-yard line. But yeah, as I said, I remember 2022, Tennessee beating Bama the same day that the Phillies beat the Braves to move to the NLCS. And I was at a bar in New Jersey watching both of those games after attending a wedding, and that was just crazy to watch both of those happening. And I have family connections to Tennessee and Bama, what was rooting for Tennessee, and to see that's going to be an interception for Detroit. And Dak walking off the field in shock and disbelief as he just threw a pass right to the defender. Brian Branch out of Bama makes a solid play and takes the Cowboys off the field, sets Detroit up for some more time with the ball. But yeah, Tennessee Bama, it's just such a solid matchup. And every week there's a solid SEC matchup the rest of the year. Like, there's not a week without a bad game. Next week you got Tennessee Bama and Georgia against Texas. The week after that, you've got LSU A&M, Missouri, Bama. And then after that, as I look to the next week after that, you've got Florida, Georgia is always a game. So you have that. Week 11, you've got Georgia, Ole Miss, and Bama, LSU. Week 12, you have Tennessee, Georgia. Is that it for that week? Yeah, just Tennessee, Georgia is the best game of the week then. Week 13, no great matchups. Ole Miss, Florida might be something. It's probably the best you have there. And then week 14, of course, Thanksgiving week, you've got Texas A&M. You've got Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Just the rest of the season, there's always going to be a solid matchup.
Oh yeah. Always.
Bama, Oklahoma, maybe. I think Bama's going to win that, but we'll see.
OU just doesn't have an offense.
Yeah, that's the issue. LSU, Oklahoma, right? Yeah. But how else do you, I guess, how do you avoid that? Right? When you think of rivalry week, like, I don't know exactly how you do.
Well, it's supposed to be LSU A&M, but I guess we'll get Texas A&M.
Which makes sense, logically. Like, that's a logical setup there. I guess in future years, Oklahoma could set up the Bedlam game rivalry week. I don't know if they could do that in future years, but if they could, that would be awesome. Against Oklahoma State, but they're never gonna move the Red River rivalry. That's for sure. As it's gonna be Detroit ball here at the 24:33 to go left in the quarter. They're gonna run it to Montgomery for about a yard. Here's my question, Lincoln. We talked about Army-Navy a few minutes ago, so I want your thoughts. If they were to play in the conference championship game, how do you think that should be set up? Should they? Because is there an argument? Is there an argument to play Army-Navy, the big Army-Navy game, Thanksgiving Saturday night? Is there an argument to just keep it there, risking it being a meaningless game as it looks like it will be this year? What do you think they do? Because we could get, as I said, one meaningful Army-Navy game, but then the big one having no meaning. Is that looks to be, who was that there on the run? Was that Gibbs? As they get
I think one of the teams is going to fall off. I just don't know which one and when it's going to happen. I don't think they'll both make the conference championship.
Okay. Who else do you see making it, Tulane?
It's hard because, who else will make it?
Top of the standings, you've got Army, Navy, North Texas, Tulane, and Charlotte all tied. Not all tied.
Charlotte
losses.
Charlotte won't stick around.
Yeah.
I think Tulane can get there.
Okay. You're going to run to Montgomery for a first down and a little bit more out to the 40, or excuse me, the 36.
And I think North Texas could.
Okay. I could see that maybe. North Texas 5-1, Tulane 4-2.
I'm not sure. Because I believe Chandler Morris is the quarterback at North Texas. Yeah. So former TCU quarterback. So I mean they have a good quarterback. And they have a solid defense. They have a solid defense. They have some talented receivers. I mean, I think North Texas could top one. I also don't know the full schedules. I don't know who plays who.
Run to Gibbs for
that would also probably help.
So Tulane at Navy is on November 16th. ESPN gives Tulane a 72% chance to win that game. Navy plays at East Carolina. Navy plays, I'm just naming off games, at South Florida, at Rice, home against Charlotte, left on their schedule. That's a big play for Jahmyr Gibbs out into Dallas territory at about midfield. And then for Army the rest of the year, and obviously Navy and Army also both play Notre Dame. Army is home against East Carolina, home against Air Force, at North Texas, versus Army at Yankee Stadium. That's a game I'm excited for. I don't know how close it's actually going to be, but it's the night of my birthday, and I get to watch Army and Navy, or not, excuse me, not Army, Navy, Army and Notre Dame playing at Yankee Stadium. That's just going to be a fun one to watch on NBC, as that's going to be a run there for Detroit. And then you've got UTSA Army to end the season.
I think Army definitely has a bit of a tougher schedule at North Texas, and then you got to go to UTSA at the end of the season. But I still, even if both these teams are undefeated when they meet in the conference championship, I think other than Notre Dame, with the one loss being to Notre Dame, I still don't think they get in, because I think if one of them is going to get into the playoff over Boise State, I think they're going to have to beat Notre Dame to have that win.
I agree with that. I think that's very possible. Do you see a world where one of them beats Notre Dame? Is that's a drop there by Jamison Williams? Both games in New York.
I'm sorry, what was that? You cut out.
I said both games in New York, by the way, for Notre Dame against Army and Notre Dame against Navy. Do you think there's a world where one of the two teams is Goff under pressure, throws across the middle? He's got Williams there for a first down. Do you think there's a world where one of the two teams beats Notre Dame?
I mean, NIU beat them earlier in the year. I definitely think one of the teams could beat them. Both might beat them. I don't really know. Who plays them first?
Navy does on October 26th. They play. It's Navy on the 26th, and then Army on the 23rd of next month.
2 weeks later, or 3 or 4 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Yeah, I would say Navy probably has a better chance, just because it's going to be easier to prepare for the triple option against Army after you've already prepared for Navy.
True. I will say one thing about Army's offense is they look explosive this year.
They do. And one thing I like about Navy's offense is they can throw the football some this year. They've been throwing the ball pretty well this year. So I think both teams are different than they have been in years past. I think they could both win. I would give Navy the better chance to win, though, just because they get them first. They won't be as familiar with some of the triple option defense as they will be when it comes time for Army, as they've already spent a whole week practicing it before.
Yeah, we are heading to the second quarter. We will be back for more action on the other side of the break. At the end of the first, it is Detroit 7, Dallas 3, right here on Sorgy Stories. are back for some second quarter action. Detroit and Dallas ready to go. Quickly, I'll run through the current scores. It is the Chargers 13, the Broncos nothing. Jim Harbaugh took a trip to the medical tent. John Harbaugh leaving his press conference early to see what's going on. Harbaugh later returned to the sidelines. It's the Raiders 7, the Steelers 6, and the Falcons 7, the Panthers 7. Currently, Goff looks to throw down the field, has a man, but couldn't make the catch. Gibbs the target, incomplete, 2nd and 10 for Detroit. You don't see a coach go into the tent often.
No, not very often. Hopefully he's all right. Did they ever hear what was? I would assume probably somebody ran into him or something on the sideline.
I guess, as I said, he returned. That's all I know. I can check to see if there's some sort of news on that, maybe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the comment section. There's some earlier comments I missed. LSU, Arkansas, Oklahoma, OK State, Missouri, Kansas. I'm okay with it, although I would rather see Kansas State, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, Memphis played Navy early this year, and yes, they both have Notre Dame, and it would be a storyline, Jackson. It would be one for the ages if they both beat Notre Dame. Good tackle there by the defense, stopping Gibbs from getting any positive yardage. It's 3rd and 13 with 14:26 to go here in the second quarter. At the 25, Detroit has it. They're going to line up 2 for 2 on 3rd downs so far today. They're looking to make it a 3rd. It's going to be a little handoff to Gibbs. He will get not much yardage. We'll set up about a 4th and 10. The field goal team will come on for Detroit.
Not only that, but imagine that storyline. Not only Army and Navy beating Notre Dame in the same season, but NIU also beating them that same year.
Exactly.
So but 3 losses to 3 teams who are Group of 5 schools.
Yeah, and as we see Jake Bates here, he's 5 for 5 on the year for field goals, his long of 35. This one is going to be from 40. Let's see what happens here. Kick is up, and it is good. Detroit leads 10-3 here in the second quarter. As I quickly grab this score update. But also imagine Army-Navy at one of the home fields. I'm not sure whose it would be. I guess it would depend on some sort of tiebreaker. But imagine winner goes to the college football playoff, Army-Navy game. As I said, it would be sad that it would make the second game meaningless, but it would still be awesome to see, as we're actually currently seeing an IndyCar race outside of AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Field that's planned. That's interesting. But thoughts on the possibility of playing for a spot in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I think that would be incredible to see those 2 teams. I mean, you already look at how big that game is every year.
Yeah.
But then to go and put implications of the college football playoff on it. Gosh, I don't know if the world could handle that.
It would be the biggest Army-Navy
game.
Look
at how big the game is when the 2 teams are 2-9.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're talking about the biggest game they have played since way back when they were deciding national championships.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely insane. Talk Spit in the chat saying, go, Pat, go. Congrats on the ranking for Pitt, man. I mean, you guys have played phenomenally this year. Win over Cal was great yesterday for you guys. But yeah, go, Pat, go. Great win for the Pack. We'll get into that probably here in a few minutes. As I don't know if you caught that Lincoln, that Packers game, but I watched that entire thing, and it was awesome. So that's going to be a run there to Dowdle, and he's going to get about 5 yards.
No, yeah, I didn't catch much of the Packers game. Saw a few clips. Glad to see Romeo Dubs getting some nice catches and even got a touchdown today, I believe,
Yep.
after the suspension for, he wasn't happy. Glad to see that instead of just ignoring him because of what he did, they make it a goal to get him the football this week and get him a touchdown. Just not only does that help his confidence, but it helps the team's confidence. It gives you another guy that you can throw out there, and it was just great.
Yeah, play action throw there by Prescott. He just threw it up, and Ferguson couldn't come down with it. Just had to kind of throw it up and hope for the best. Didn't end up with a catch, but no big deal. Imagine Pitt 3-9 last year now has Pitt's not winning the ACC. I hate to say it, but they're not, and they're not making the playoffs. I mean, Lincoln, you could. I'm guessing you agree with that. I don't think that they're beating Clemson or Miami.
I don't think so. Now, I will say, as a Clemson fan, coming into the season, I thought our three toughest opponents were going to be Georgia, Florida State, and NC State. Now, looking at it, our toughest opponents are Georgia 1. Pitt's the second toughest team we're going to face this year in the regular season.
Yeah.
So I'll give them a lot of credit. And we got to go on the road to Pittsburgh. That's not going to be an easy game. I think Clemson will come away with the win, but it won't be easy up there. And I still think, I'm just not impressed with Pitt win yesterday over Cal. I mean, they didn't look great. Don't get me wrong, Pitt's playing pretty good, but they also haven't really beaten anybody either. Now I know that's a lot of teams,
but they're
I know that's a lot of teams, but yeah. Cal will be a bowl team. They'll make a bowl game most likely. But I mean, it's not like they're out here winning top 25 matchups. I mean, a lot of teams aren't, but I still want to see them play some more games before.
Yeah. Right before the punt attempt, it was a false start, so that one is going to be punted away now. Inside the 40, it will bounce to the 32-yard line. John in the chat, good to see you. Clemson hasn't beaten anyone either. It's fair, but they've looked really good. And I think just Clemson's offense has looked.
Yeah, that was the point. Is Clemson? Yeah, neither team. That's like I said. Barely anybody has actually beaten good teams and played a tough schedule. The difference is Clemson's blowing teams out and Pitt's winning by 2 to Cal at home.
Yeah, so as the flag, there's a flag on the punt there. We'll see what's going on, but either way, Detroit's going to take over. Let's see what the penalty is. And another false start on the Cowboys. So, just false starts on false starts out here.
I think I'd decline that penalty after how bad the punt was.
Yeah. So, there we go. I had to get my sound turned off there. Just checking to see if anything's going on. Right now. There have been 2 teams who have not trailed in a college football game this season. Lincoln, or anyone in the chat, can you name those 2 teams?
2 teams who haven't trailed at all this year.
Yeah. They're both in the top 25. I'll say that.
What's that?
I said they're both in the top 25. So essentially, I'm just saying it's not Liberty.
Yeah, I'd imagine so because they obviously have to be undefeated. I might be overthinking it too much. Is Army one of them?
Army is one.
I would assume Navy's probably not the other.
No, Navy was losing to Memphis at one point, I want to say.
That's what I thought. I knew that game was pretty close. Is Texas the other one?
No, Texas. Didn't Texas trail Oklahoma 3-0 today? Or sorry, yesterday?
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
This team has played absolutely no one, but that's the last hint I'll give.
But sorry, what was that last hint?
I said they're undefeated and they've played absolutely no one.
Oh, is it Iowa State?
No, it is Indiana.
Indiana. I forgot they were even in the top 25, to be honest.
Yeah, they're
like the most random. They're the most random ranked team ever.
Yeah. As we see the difference in today's games, Packers took advantage of the chances. Yes. Speaking college football, don't understand how Mizzou fell to 21. When you lose to A&M that badly, that's the issue, is how bad that loss. My rankings have Mizzou at 18. I think that's about where they should be. I think a ranked loss should be above a team. Yeah, but I think it's just like Alabama's a bigger brand. Alabama, like it's going to happen. Alabama's going to be higher. I have them number 7. But also Alabama beat Georgia. So that's where that comes in. Missouri has beaten Boston College, and did Missouri beat Vandy? Yeah, they did. So I think that's where it comes in, is Bama has that.
Barely. They went to overtime with them.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying.
Now, could you imagine had Vandy finished that game off?
Exactly. Goff is going to throw. He's got no one deep in the field. Pitt ain't beat Miami, but Virginia and Tech Cal almost did, and we beat Cal. Sorry, but Clemson isn't a juggernaut. Y'all have to come to Pittsburgh in mid-November when it's going to be 30 degrees. Here's the thing, and no one talks about this. The Pitt has guys from the South. Clemson has guys from the North. Like, it doesn't matter that much where you're traveling to weather-wise. The only thing I worry about with weather is for both sides it being freezing. In the Ice Bowl, the Packers guys were just as freezing as Cowboys guys. And when the Eagles played the Cowboys in 100 degrees in Dallas, I think it feels like it was like 110 and the turf felt like 130 at Old Texas Stadium. The Eagles won because partly because all their guys drank pickle juice, and that was, a smart thing to do. And they just had to retain, to be able to retain less heat and stay cooler. But I don't think where you're playing makes that big of a difference, because both sides are affected as they do a little flea flicker back to Goff. He's got a man deep. Sam Laporta to the 10, the 5, the end zone. It is 16-3 Detroit. But Lincoln, I don't know what you think about it, but I think unless it's elevation, I don't see weather making a huge difference, because Pitt has guys from the South too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would agree for the most part. I mean, it gets 30 degrees here too. I don't think it matters. It's not only that, there's so much heating stuff that they're going to have on the sidelines. Those players aren't going to be in 30-degree weather. It's not going to feel like 30-degree weather to them. I don't think it matters. Because the talent that Clemson has compared to what Pitt has, 30-degree weather is not going to shrink that any. That's not going to make a difference in that game. That's just not gonna. That's not really gonna affect anything.
I was just
because you're right. You're right. Clemson hasn't come to Pittsburgh when it's been 30 degrees, but Clemson's gone other places up north, like Boston College, when it's that weather.
BC, it's freezing in Boston during the winter. It's pretty cold. But my point about the NFL and college, it's the same idea though, that there are guys from everywhere on both teams, and I know it's different competition, but I'm not talking about an NFL team versus a college team. I just mean generally, it won't matter that much. It might make a small difference, but not really. I would be fine with ranking in the teens, but 21, that's a bit low. I'd say Mizzou is a bit overrated. We barely beat BC and Vandy. It took a shanked kick in 2 OT, so maybe it's all evening out. Yeah. And by the way, Mizzou still gets to play Bama this year, right?
What was that?
I said Mizzou still gets to play Bama this year, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And talent means nothing when you play Pitt. Don't y'all forget 2016 and even 2021.
That makes no sense at all. In 2021, your team was just as good, if not better than our team. Honestly, was better than our team. So, yeah, and talent means nothing when you play Pitt. There's upsets all the time, Bozo, but it's not something that Pitt generally does to teams. You won by 1 point in 2016 when Deshaun Watson threw like 4 interceptions in a game that he just played terrible in. Don't sit here and act like Pitt just goes out and beats everybody all the time. Talent means a lot. In 2021, you would be crazy if you sat here and said anything other than the fact that Pitt was honestly had not quite as much, but almost the same level of talent as that Clemson team had. They had just as good of a defense and a much better quarterback. Like, dude. And on top of that, you're a drop pass from Will Shipley away from losing the game. So,
yeah, and at Alabama, I think Bama's going to beat Mizzou. If I were to guess,
I think so.
Drops you from 9 to 21. Yeah, but that's exactly what it was. Like, it was a bad loss. Like, I watched that game. It was bad. Like, Mizzou just had nothing.
Yeah, it's not a ranked loss like Ohio State lost by 1 point on the road at Oregon. It's not like that. It's like you just went to Texas A&M and you just lost by 31 points, and that's only because they let up in the second half.
Yeah.
Like they were up at halftime. What was it? 24-0 at halftime.
I want to say so.
And came out and halfway through the third quarter, they were up 34-0 on you. And then they let up. Like I would say that's why you dropped so far. It's because like they just absolutely killed you.
Yeah. August Pitt. I get don't just guys. Everyone, this isn't just a message to you guys, but general in chat. Just keep it respectful. All good. But August Pitt, have a great night, dude. Go Pack go. Second down here as we get back to action in Dallas. So the Cowboys with the ball now at the 25, going to take over here. 2nd and 10 after an incompletion. Excuse me, at the 30, not the 25. Prescott, he's going to throw across the middle, right through the hands of Lamb. So 11:08 to go. Meanwhile, around the NFL, looking at what else is going on, we have...
That's what I was trying to pull up now. Check some scores.
13-0 Chargers over the Broncos. They're about a minute away from the half. 12-7 Steelers lead the Raiders. That one is at about halftime there. And the Panthers lead the Falcons 10-7, 8:48 to go in the second. Prescott, 3rd and 10. Under pressure, sacked inside the 20. He's down at his own 17. And that's going to force a punt from deep in Dallas's own territory. Well, this week's win at UMass due to Mizzou.
I got a question for you here.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields at the half is 10 of 17 for 83 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Do you consider sending Russell Wilson out there to start the second half?
100%. Just send him out there. Why not?
I would do it. I mean, you're only up 12-7 on the Raiders, who, I mean, Christian Wilkins is out on the D-line for them. You should be able to run the football on them. The Raiders are not a good team. The secondary is trash, other than the only good part of that defense is the D-line with Wilkins and Crosby. That's it. Bo Nix tore them up last week, and Justin Fields at the half has thrown for 83 yards. It's like, dang.
Yeah. But I mean, Lincoln, what do you think? I don't think Mizzou winning, what did they win? 45-3? Like, that was expected to me. I expected that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that was an expected win. Honestly, all it did was show that you're a solid team, because if you went up there and had won like 27-3, yeah, people would have been you probably would have dropped out of the rankings, honestly. But people would have been, throwing crap at you. I don't think it does anything. I don't think you can ever judge a team off of a game against an opponent like that just because, well, that opponent, that's what you're supposed to do to them. So it's kind of hard. But even teams who are not like average teams, for instance, like Florida, could go do that to UMass. So that's put up the same score. That's why it's kind of hard to judge teams off of those games.
Yeah. And I mean, the rankings are already out, so we know that there's not any real movement for Missouri. While we're on the break here, I want to take a look at the previous scores from today. Actually, Thursday night. How about 49ers Seahawks? The Niners were at 1 point up. If I can find it. At one point in this game, they led 23-3, I want to say.
Something like that. I know that fourth quarter lasted for like an hour.
Yeah, in the third quarter, it was 23-3. 36-24 was the final in Seattle on Thursday night. This afternoon, Colts 20, Titans 17. How about the Buccaneers putting 51 up on the Saints? 51-27 the final. They had a huge second half with a total of, let's see, if we go to the halftime, the Buccaneers started the half down 3, 27-24, meaning that they put up a total of, what would that be if we do some quick math here? That was a second half with 27 points put up. Impressive performance there by Tampa.
But not only that, but also shutting out the Saints in the second half.
Exactly, yeah. Then we had Ravens 30, Commanders 23. That one ended up being a touchdown game at the end. 41-21, the Texans beat the Patriots. That's going to be a run there for Montgomery. He will get about, 4 yards there. In London this morning, it was Bears 35, Jags 16. The Jags in their first of 2 back-to-back games in London. Talked about it earlier. The Packers 34-13 in a huge win for the Green and Gold. 20-16. The Eagles beat the Browns. Nick Sirianni will keep his job. He was chirping at some Eagles fans post-game. 2nd and 7 now with 9:43 to go. The Lions at their own 34. It's going to be a run to Montgomery to the 40. He's got a first down all the way to the 40, 50-yard line. What a way to get some extra yards into Dallas territory for David Montgomery there. Getting the Lions in good field position.
Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of Nick Sirianni at all. I think he's a clown. I mean, he yells at his own fans. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't think the Eagles are ever going to win anything meaningful as long as he's the head coach there. I just don't think they are.
As it's going to be play action. Goff's going to look across the middle. He's got St. Brown to the 40. Jukes a man out. A great block. He slides down just short of the 30 at the 31-yard line. 8:47 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10. Yeah. John. And it's saying Baker Mayfield, great fantasy QB. Yeah. So, yeah. Lions driving here. 8:30 to go in the quarter. See what happens here.
Which is impressive that Mayfield was a great fantasy QB because he threw 3 interceptions in the game.
Yeah.
But he ended up throwing for over 400 yards. I think it wasn't 4 touchdowns.
Goff under pressure. He's just going to try to run. He'll get about 2 yards there. So sets up at the 31-yard line. A 2nd 8, I want to say. Lincoln, I'll ask, what do you think about these Detroit jerseys? They're debuting or bringing back, the old road jerseys. Do you like these?
I like them.
Okay, I'm okay with them. I like the white pants. I'm okay with the block lettering. I wish that there maybe was like a little bit of a bigger outline on the numbers in silver. But I think that's kind of my only complaint. Generally, I like the uniforms a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always going to be a fan of all white. I think it's just clean. It makes your color pop more.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of it. I do agree with you, though, if they should outline it a little bit more in silver.
3rd and 9. There are some exceptions to all white, like Bama shouldn't wear all, or does Bama have white pants? Yeah, they do. But like the Packers should never have it all white. Like I know they're doing it this year. I think it's stupid. Like Packers tradition is Packers tradition. If you're gonna wear a white jersey, it has to have yellow pants. Just my opinion, but that's how I think they should roll with it. Or like I'm trying to think of another team. Like USC always wears gold pants, right? Like don't mess with that, or LSU with gold pants. Like don't mess with tradition, but generally I really like the white pants look. As it's going to be 4th and 2 here for Detroit. But yeah, as I said, I like it. Yeah, good points there for Mayfield today. So 7:01 here to go. We're moving a slow game. We're in, I guess not super slow, but an hour and 8 in, and we're just over halfway.
Still 7.5 for me in the second. I don't know the exact time because I'm
on the live feed. I'm at 6:44. So that's going to be a run to Gibbs for a first.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I'm about a whole minute behind you.
I can see if I can pause my TV. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can. I might not.
No, you're all good if you can stay where you're at.
I'm just gonna at least try. Nah, it won't work. I just when I use the live feed and from Fox, and that's just
I got you.
And this remote for whatever reason won't. It's supposed to be a Universal TV remote, I think, but it will not pause. So 6:05 to go. 1st and 10. It's going to be a run to Montgomery for about a yard. On the CBS broadcast, Nate Burleson wearing a pink sport coat. That is an interesting look. I don't mind it, but it
looks clean. I liked it for breast cancer awareness. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm with it, and I think pink is like an underrated color. Like I would at my high school, like you have to wear a sport coat and tie every day. I wouldn't mind wearing like a pink tie with a navy blue or gray sport coat or black for that matter. Doesn't really matter with which one. As we see Montgomery there get about no gain actually there. So 5:13 to go here in the second quarter. But yeah, I don't mind the color pink. I feel like too many guys just are like, no, I'm never going to wear pink in my life. I don't mind it.
No, I don't either. I think it's definitely one you got to get the right shade, or you can really look off.
Yeah.
But if you get a nice match going, it can look great.
Exactly. As we see 3rd and 9, this is a big play here, as it will be either a field goal or a touchdown. Or field goal or first down, depending on what happens here. Goff is going to look to throw under pressure, and he is sacked all the way back at the 33, which is going to set up about a 45-yard field goal now for Detroit. Vikings look good this week. Alabama's escaped, no movement at all from them. I kind of expect that after last week's small drop to unranked Vandy. Yeah. So 4th and 17, we're going to see the field goal attempt here on the right hash mark. It is 48 yards. It is up. It is right down the middle. And the lead expands to 20-3. So now for the Cowboys, I feel like we're seeing something similar to what we saw when they played the Ravens down early.
or when they played the Saints early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this too many times with Dallas. I mean, they came out strong in that first half. That first drive. Looks great. Offensively there until the last two or three plays. And then it's fallen apart for him, gone straight downhill since then. I mean, Dak in the red zone interceptions that he's thrown in the end zone is just insane. It's crazy. It's just crazy how it's like every single week we watch Dak throw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah, but
And I think I saw a stat on screen earlier that the Cowboys were like 22nd in the NFL in red zone percentage.
Yeah, Target's Pitt, all good. And we'll see. Time will tell with Pitt. That's all I'm gonna say is time will tell with Pitt. We will find out because they haven't played anyone. So who knows what's gonna happen there. You never know with any team, Pitt, Clemson, anyone, what's gonna happen until they actually have a real test. So we'll wait and see. John Jansen saying had a good day yesterday. Texas's fans are so arrogant. Like the four teams I cannot stand with everything in me are Texas because of their fans, Ohio State because of their fans, Minnesota because it's Minnesota, and Pitt because it's Pitt. That's it. Like those four teams I cannot stand with everything in me. And
let's see, I would say for me, number one is South Carolina, and always will be.
Pitt, that wasn't in
number
order.
two.
It's probably my least favorite team, but you get what I'm saying.
Let's see. Number two is definitely be Ohio State. Their fans, and they kind of had a bit of a rivalry those 2 years with Clemson, but Clemson fans, we just can't stand Ohio State. Number three, Notre Dame fans, or Notre Dame because of their fans.
I'm as a Catholic, it's kind of hard to say anything bad about Notre Dame, and I mean I root for them most weeks. So.
Call Reichley at halftime, and it'll be pretty easy for you to say a lot about him.
I asked him if he could join yesterday. I think he was on vacation. I don't know if he's still on vacation, but
I think he still is. I haven't talked to him in a few days, but I think he is.
But yeah, so I can't say much bad about Notre Dame fans. All the experiences I've had with Notre Dame fans have been generally good, but I'm also not on like Twitter or anything like you are, so you would see more than I have. I've just talked to a few Notre Dame fans in my lifetime, and that's or I've known a few Notre Dame fans, and that's it. So yeah.
I would say the other team whose fans I just absolutely can't stand are Tennessee fans.
Really?
I can't stand most of them because they're all you hear about. They're just like Texas and Miami fans. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah.
Every year it feels like 90. Every year for the first 4 or 5 games it feels like 96 all over again. And then you start playing the real teams.
Yeah.
And so it's like you just hear it every year, and I'm just tired of hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Nico Iamaleava. Is that how you say it? Iamaleava? I think so. I think
so. I've always just referred to him as Nico.
I actually one day when I found out his that he had that name, I went for a half hour straight and just started practicing it to make sure. At some point I'm probably going to do a Tennessee stream, so I might as well get it down now. Yeah, or yesterday with Sabrina Ionescu. She was part of one of the trivia questions I had for Oregon Ohio State because she went to Oregon. She was a guest picker on Game Day a couple years ago. So I went through and for 5 straight minutes I just said her name back and just to let me make sure I get this down for the stream Iamaleava. So I can just say that Iamaleava drops back, throws, touchdown. Makes it easy.
Yeah, for sure. And for you people who don't know who Sabrina Ionescu is, that was the Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. Now she wasn't as big popularity wise, but she was good.
Yeah,
she was good, and now she's lighting it up in the WNBA. Oh yeah.
4th and 1 now. I think it's going to be for Dallas. We'll see what they do here. 3:11 to go here before the half. Dallas needs to score here. They need to score bad. or else they're going to be down 17.
Without a doubt.
My high school's the Hawks. I'm trying to think of what college football teams are the Hawks.
Miami, Ohio. They're the Red Hawks.
They're the Red Hawks. Yeah, we're just the plain boring Hawks. St. Joseph's University Hawks. We used to be like affiliated with them. We're not anymore, but still ran by the same order of Catholic priests. So here we go.
Let's see.
Prescott throws incomplete. So a big stop on 4th and 2. And they went for it 4th and 2 in their own territory. So now Detroit's going to have 2:39 to go and score a touchdown. They have really good field position. And Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, pretty happy with his defense there. But yeah, and by the way, as I said, I'm excited for this. It's going to be interesting. So Penn plays a game Saturday against Columbia at 1 p.m. And then St. Joe's Pratt, my high school, plays Roman Catholic 8 p.m. under the lights of Franklin Field, where the Eagles played, where the Penn Relays are held every year, and where Penn plays football, the oldest stadium in college football, if you include FCS. So to get to watch my high school and cover my high school as, like, I guess technically a member of the quote-unquote media in that stadium is pretty cool. So 2nd down here now after a stop there by Dallas's defense. Franklin Field is and by the way, if anyone's ever in Philly, usually I think I talked to one of the Penn football coaches when I was walking by there one day. He said usually from 12 p.m., so from like noon to 3, usually you can walk around the track there at Penn, and you can like actually walk the track where Usain Bolt has ran and where the Penn Relays happen every year, which is pretty cool. Super historic stadium right next to the Palestra, which is a crazy historic basketball arena too. So that's just an awesome area to walk around here in the city. So 2 minutes to go. I think we'll go ahead and take a quick break before the 2-minute warning. Unless, Lincoln, you have anything to say before the break?
Nope, we can take a quick break. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick.
Okay, sounds good. We will be back on the other side of the break to continue coverage here in the second quarter with 2 minutes to go. It is Detroit 20, Dallas 3 right here on Sorgy Stories. We are back here. And we have breaking news, folks, as we just have our first play. Golf has a man across the middle. It's going to be Patrick at about the, 10, 15? Tom Grassi's Fan of the Year trophy has broken thanks to his dad, Papa Grassi, who broke it. So, RIP Fan of the Year trophy 2024 to 2024. It will be dearly missed. But good reception there by Patrick. Now at the 20-yard line. Excuse me, not the 15, but the 20. So Golf working from the 20 here. He's got a man in motion on his right. He's gonna fake the throw, hand off to Gibbs down inside the 15-yard line. We'll make it second down with 1:10 to go here before the half. For the half, we will run through some scores, and then we'll probably just break for the rest of the half. Maybe chat a little bit, but I'm going to probably grab a little snack at some point. So, yeah. Falcons 15, Panthers 10, Steelers 12, Raiders 7, Chargers up 20-0 on the Broncos. 43 seconds to go in the second quarter here in this one, and timeout called by someone. It seems like we might have lost our connection here with Lincoln. Not sure what happened there. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back here in a minute.
P for the D, P for the line.
So, yeah. And it was American Football Network's internet crashing. So here we go. First and goal at the 9 for Dallas. Golf's going to be under center. He's going to have one receiver to his left, two to his right. It would look like they're going to move St. Brown in motion. They're going to throw to the left. Patrick has it. He reaches for the end zone, and it is a touchdown for the Lions. They will now lead 27-3 after the PAT, assuming it's made. Wow. Patrick Abel. Ooh, he might have been short. He might have been short. Let's see this angle. Is he down? Yes, he is, but I think he's got the ball extended just far enough. It's going to be hard to overturn that one. We'll see. It's 50-50 on if they overturn this or not. By the way, thank you to all who watched our Ohio State Oregon stream last night. That our most viewed stream in Sorgy Stories history with 3.1K views. So, pretty happy with that. Passing Iowa-UConn, the women's Final Four game. Crazy stream last night. Insane game last night to watch. Second and goal now for Detroit, as that one will be overturned. Back to a 20-3 score. Yeah, John, you're right. Just inches. It was so close. So second and goal at literally the goal line. We'll see what happens here. So at about the half-yard line is where the ball is going to be spotted. Guessing Detroit's going to be able to punch this in. They have 3 opportunities to do so. We'll see what they can do right here. So from the half-yard line, they're going to run a golf under center with 2 backs. It's going to be a run play. And David Montgomery gets in, and now it is 26-3. Detroit leads Dallas, and Jerry Jones is not too happy. Could this be the end of Mike McCarthy's time in Dallas? Maybe. Wouldn't shock me if it was. Because this is just not looking good at all. PAT is up and good. 27-3, 36 seconds to go in the half. So here waiting for waiting for return to action. 36 seconds to go here. Detroit 3-1. Dallas is 3-2. It's a beatdown, man. Especially after the score last year, which was a crazy game. Or did these 2 teams play last year? Thought they did. Did they? Maybe. Or is it 2 years ago they played? I feel like they played, but I could be very wrong on that. I don't remember. Yeah, they did play in the playoffs. Okay. Here we go. The kick is away. And it will be a return. Turpin fakes the handoff. He's to the 40. Turpin's to the 50. To the 40. Out at the 30 of Detroit. And a great return by Turpin. Sets Dallas up for success. A beautiful fake there to the other guy, it looked like. And Turpin just took it 40, 50, 40, 30. Wow. What a return by Turpin. So here we go. 28 seconds to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Dallas at Detroit's 30, trying to give this Cowboys team life. Prescott looks to throw under pressure. He goes down. McNeil and Hutchinson there taking down Dak Prescott. Prescott 10 for 18, 106 yards. No touchdowns and a pick on the day. McNeil doing a great job beating his man. Hutchinson got a hand in there, but that was all McNeil. Taking him to the ground. 2nd and 19 now with 21 seconds to go before the half. Prescott has been sacked twice today, 11 pressures, 20 dropbacks on the day so far. 2nd and 19 from the 37. Prescott looks, throws, incomplete. Wait, Lions played at home last year as Rams and Buccaneers 2 playoffs ago. Yes, that's what it was. I'm thinking of 2 playoffs ago, and they played. They played 2. They played at some point. Yes. Yeah, I remember the Lions at Cowboys, but I just remember there being some important game. I forget exactly what, but some important game between them that was really close. 3rd and 19, 18 seconds to go here. Dallas at Detroit's 37. Prescott looks to throw. He's got Lamb. Lamb makes a guy miss, gets out of bounds. 12 seconds to go at about the 29-ish. It's going to be 4th down, and Dallas will look for 3 here as Brandon Aubrey comes on to cut this. To a 21-point game. For Aubrey, this is going to be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash mark with 12 seconds to go before the half. It is up, and it is good. 27-6 the score with 8 seconds to go. Lyman called the pass. Yes, that's what it was that I'm remembering. John, you've got that right. So what a second quarter. If I'm correct, I think it's been I think they've put up 20 in this half. Detroit has. As I said, not much commentary probably for halftime, but I'll just leave probably some sort of music going on as I eat my dinner during the half. A nice little Wawa wrap that's currently on its way here. Thanks to my not DoorDash driver, my mom, who grabbed it while we're running some errands. So I'm just trying to grab some songs I can use here. If I just put in yes, I should be able to grab some new stuff to put in here for halftime. So 8 seconds to go. Aubrey to kick off here. We're just going to grab these 5 songs here. See how these work. That's going to be a touchback with 8 seconds to go. And I'm just going to expect a kneel probably from Detroit here. If I were them, I'd just throw it deep. Why not? You got 3 timeouts. Maybe try 2 plays. You could get 2 off potentially if you use your timeout right. But I'm guessing they're just probably going to kneel and take it to the half. But some sadness kicking in here at the half. CJ in the chat, what's up? So here we got the 30 line. There's going to 30-yard line, going to kneel it. That will take us to halftime. 4, 3, 2, 1. To the half we go. The score 27-6. Let's take a quick look at the stats, the box score for this evening's, this evening, 6 o'clock now, game between Detroit and Dallas. Starting with the Lions, Goff, 11 for 1,678 yards and a touchdown, a passer rating of 126.6. David Montgomery, 9 carries for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 7 carries for 23 yards on the day. The leading receivers for Detroit, Tim Patrick, 3 receptions for 68 yards. And for Sam Laporta, he has 1 reception for 52 yards. That was a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 receptions for 33 yards. On Detroit's defense, their leading tackler, Amik Robinson, number 21. They've got Ali McNeil with 4 tackles. Jack Campbell with 4 as well. For the picks, it was Brian Branch with 1 on the day. And Jake Bates, 2 for 2 on field goal attempts today for Detroit. For Dallas, Prescott, 11 for 20, 115 yards and an interception. In the rushing game, a combined 14 rushing yards for Dallas. Rico Dowdle has 2 carries for 6 yards on the day. Zeke with 5 carries for 6 yards as well. In the receiving game, it's been Lamb, their leading receiver, 4 receptions for 46 yards. Jalen Tolbert, 2 receptions for 30 yards. And Rico Dowdle, 3 receptions for 21 yards. No touchdowns for any of them. Dallas's leading tackler is Damone Clark. He has 7 on the day. Donovan Wilson has 4 4 total tackles. And Osa Odighizuwa? Hizua? Tough name to pronounce. 4 total tackles for him. Trayvon Diggs, 3 tackles for him. Kavontae Turpin with a return for 79 yards. That was an insane return. Brandon Aubrey, 2 for 2 on the kicking side with field goals. And Brian Anger, 2 punts for 93 yards, an average of 46.5. John, 4:57. It's 5:59 here. So it's evening here. Where you are, it's still the afternoon, but here in Philly, sun's kind of starting to set. Not really. It's still light outside, but it'll be setting soon here. Meanwhile, around the NFL, it's Chargers 20, Broncos nothing. 7:33 to go in the third there. It is the Steelers 15, the Raiders 7. 7:39 in the third to go there. And the Falcons lead the Panthers 22-17 at the halftime. Earlier today, it was the Eagles 20, the Browns 16, the Packers 34, the Cardinals 13. In London, the Bears getting the big win over the Jags, 35-16. Texans beat the Patriots 41-21 in New England. In Baltimore, it was the Ravens 30, the Commanders 23. On the road in New Orleans, the Buccaneers putting up 51 points and shutting out the Saints in the second half. They win 51-27. In Tennessee this afternoon, it was the Colts 20, the Titans 17. On Thursday night, it was the Niners 36, the Seahawks 24. Tonight, it will be Bengals-Giants. On Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati, the 3.5-point road favorites. That one, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. And for Monday Night Football, also in New York, it will be Bills, Jets, Buffalo, the 2-point favorites. It's the Jets' first game since Robert Saleh was fired. That one, 8:15 on ABC and ESPN. That is all I have for the half. We will be back with you for the second half, though. I come on a little bit early and just chat a little bit. We will see you on the other side of the break.
Welcome back to Dallas as we are live out on the Lions. And we are ready for another full half of football. Anthony Sorgi alongside here on Sorgi Stories. Hopefully, Lincoln from American Football Network will be back with us later as he gets his internet sorted out. The Lions have dominated this game thus far, and I would expect that to continue. Who knows? Mike McCarthy could be gone at the end of this game, with the Cowboys possibly falling to 3-3. We'll see. Jared Goff under center to start. He's going to hand it off to Jahmyr Gibbs, who's going to run it all the way out to about the 42, it would look like, of Detroit. So 14:44 to go after a solid run. CJ, before that, said, rather sleep through that game. I'm going to watch baseball tonight, and then I'm going to go to sleep at like 9:30 because I got school tomorrow. 14:30 to go here in the third for Detroit. 1st and 10 at the 41. Goff is going to fake the handoff. Play action. Looks for a man to throw to. Under pressure. Gets it off. He's got Gibbs for a first down and a little bit more. All the way out to the 40 of Dallas. Yeah, John. Playoff baseball. I don't like the Dodgers and I don't like the Mets, but I'm going to watch it anyway because that's better than Bengals Giants. Before the half, anyone watching Fox saw Aaron Andrews interviewing Lainey Wilson, the great country artist in attendance today. Of course, for a game like this with two solid teams, we thought Dallas was solid. I don't know how much we think they're solid now, but you obviously should expect celebrities, especially in a city as big as Dallas. Here we go. It's going to be a handoff to Gibbs for about 2 yards. I can't stand the Dodgers, but the Mets are the biggest Phillies rival, so I don't want anyone to win. If I had to choose, I'd probably take the Dodgers, although, it would be really cool to see a Subway Series, World Series. I want the Guardians to win the World Series, though. 13:05 to go in the third. 2nd and 8 now. And that was a deep throw. Incomplete, though. Apologize about that. Just had to read a school email. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. Philly sucked to watch, too, but Goff, 3rd and 8 here. Throws deep. Does he have a man? Jameson Williams in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And the score now is 33-6. Dallas is down now to Detroit here in the third quarter, as I got to quickly update this. There we go. The PAT on its way. It is up. It is good. So with 12:35 to go in the third quarter, it is Detroit 34, Dallas 6 right here on Sorgi Stories. We will take a quick break. But on the other side, more action in this afternoon turned evening NFC matchup. We are back with some more third quarter action out of Dallas. Detroit up 34-6 with 12:35 to go in the third quarter. The kick is away deep into the end zone. It will be returned by Turpin. He went 79 yards last time. He's out to the 20. He is down at the 29. Good return prevention there by the defense on the kick. About 2 hours into the stream. Appreciate you all being with us. Drop your comments in the chat. Thoughts on this game. Thoughts on the NFL. Thoughts on just whatever. I don't really care. Just, yeah. Let's check ESPN here. See what's going on around the league as it's 1st and 10 for Dak Prescott at his own 29. Prescott under pressure throws. He's going to have CeeDee Lamb there for about a gain of 4 or 5. Chargers up 23-0 at the end of the third over Denver. At the end of the third in Vegas, it's the Steelers 22, the Raiders 7, and it's 22-17 in the third in Carolina as the Falcons lead the Panthers. So here we go. 2nd and 5 now for the Cowboys. Prescott's going to look to throw under pressure. He is sacked. Another sack for this Detroit defense. Creates a 3rd and long. But Aidan Hutchinson is down. Let's see what happened. So now 3rd and 11, but Aidan Hutchinson in some pain. You can see him. Oh, yeah. So they're going to take a break. We will too, and we'll see after the break what's going on with Aidan Hutchinson. This has turned into a serious injury, folks. Aidan Hutchinson is going to be carted off the field. This is serious. I don't know what happened,
But we're going to stay live on air here. We're not going to go anywhere. They're taking another break. They just showed the cart. We're going to go to Twitter and see if there's anything update-wise there. Not really sure what's going on. It's being called a knee injury. So a knee injury. This is not good. An air cast on him. He'll be taken in the cart for x-rays. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Hutchinson. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks, because it does not look good right now. Let's see. What's going on here? Don't quite know much yet, but not looking good. Not looking good here in Arlington. So, again, it would seem to be a lower. I've seen leg, and I've seen lower leg, and I've seen knee. So, he looked to be in pain from kind of the start of that motion where he's sacking Prescott. Don't know exactly what happened, but you can go watch the highlight. It didn't look good. So really serious injury here. Both trainers immediately rushed onto the field. As I said, an air cast has been placed on him, apparently. This is not looking good in Arlington, and we'll see. Here, coming back from the break, is both teams out on the field. The entire Lions team out there. Dan Campbell looking on. We see Alex Angelo in there on his knee. Guys from both teams surrounding, and we see that seem to be CeeDee Lamb there nearing tears. This is not looking good here. Hutchinson's still on the ground. They're going to take another break. This is extremely, extremely serious. I don't know exactly what happened, but it is not good considering what's going on the field right now. Fox has now taken 3 ad breaks. This is taking so long. Again, not exactly sure what happened. Let's see exactly. I want to see if I can get a replay at all. Seems like his leg could have gotten caught up with Prescott's there. As he went down and got twisted up, you could just see him like kind of grimacing in pain. So we'll see what happens here. Fox still on break. So Aidan Hutchinson, of course, a standout. And at Michigan, the number 2 pick, I want to say, in the NFL draft. He's been phenomenal so far with Detroit. And this is really, really tough to watch as one of the youngest bright stars. Taken off the field, and Now we're seeing him very, very slowly being carted off. And guys from both teams surrounding him, supporting him as he came off the field there. Jared Goff and other Lions. You saw one of them just shake. A lot of guys shaking their heads. A lot of guys teary-eyed. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. So, we will continue here. 11:43 to go after that break. 3rd and 11 for Dallas at their own 28. Happy Hodang in the chat saying, can't wait for the excuses from the Cowboys fans. Yeah, it looks like Mike McCarthy might be getting fired. But again, thoughts and prayers go out to Aidan Hutchinson and his family, and we will be monitoring that situation. Dak Prescott throws. It is incomplete. It'll be a 3-and-out here. But a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. A leg injury. We have an update. This is a key update. Justin Rogers from the Detroit Football Network, a beat reporter since 2011, who was with the formerly with MLive and the Detroit News. This was reposted by Ian Rappaport. It happened quickly in real time, but you can see Hutchinson's lower leg snap when it connects with Aleem McNeil. Just awful. As Dak is going to run there on the 1st and 10 after the penalty. That keeps their drive going. 2nd and 8 now for Dallas. Meanwhile, in Vegas, in the 4th quarter there, 22-7, Steelers lead. Dak under pressure, threw for a miracle there, got Ferguson for a few yards, and now another Detroit guy grimacing in pain. Let's see what's going on here. It seems to be number 23 on the ground. It seems like he's just yelling in pain. Carlton Davis, the cornerback. We'll see what happened there. Oh, and it looks like he might have got kicked in the head. Let's see what happened. So he was you see Brian Branch down on the previous play. What's going on with Davis here? Oh, no. Oh. He got kicked in the head by a teammate accidentally. Seems to be really shaken up. He'll be taken into the tent in a concussion protocol. Carlton Davis III, his 7th season in the league out of Auburn. So 2 crushing injuries, and he's really shaken up. Probably headed to the concussion protocol. Kind of still grimacing in pain, closing his eyes like that. So 3rd and 5 now after 2 injuries here for this defense. That's tough. Tough for Detroit, man. 3rd and 5 at Dallas's own 43-yard line. They're going to go deep. Incomplete. Double coverage there. Prevented the 1st down. It's going to be 4th and 5 for the Cowboys. Not a bad throw by Dak, and it just went right through his hands. Tolbert there, it just went right through, directly through his hands. Wow. Fourth and 5 for Dallas. They're going to go for it. They need points on the board here, and they're going to try here. 10:20 to go in the 3rd. Prescott under pressure, throws. He's got Lamb across the middle to the 40. Lamb gets past a couple guys, but tackled in Detroit territory. The Cowboys driving with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, looking for a miracle of a comeback. CeeDee Lamb's got 11 targets, 6 receptions, and 70 yards on the day. Dallas inside the 40 of Detroit at their 38. 9:50 to go. Prescott looks to throw. Does he have a man? It is incomplete, but a flag on the play. That will probably be on Detroit, either holding or pass interference. Brian Branch not liking it. It's going to be pass interference. First down, 15-yard penalty. Pass interference on Kindle Vildor there. And that's a fair PI call there. A very, very clear PI. So 1st and 10 now at the 30 for the Cowboys. 5 of you in here. Appreciate you all being with us as that calls an audible. Make sure to give your thoughts in the comment section on this game. 9:47 to go in the third. Dak having to call another audible with only 8 seconds left on the play clock. Prescott under pressure. Throws it up. He's almost got Turpin, but can't get it down. Wonder what Jaguar Gator 9 thinks of this game. He loves making dumb decisions. Videos about Mike. I think McCarthy's gone. I think this might be it. This is really tough to watch if you're a Cowboys fan. If you're a Lions fan, you're sick to your stomach even though you're winning because Aidan Hutchinson's apparently just snapped his leg. Again, that's according to reports. We'll find out the MRI or X-ray results later. So here we go. Prescott looks under pressure. Can he escape? No, he can't. That's a sack for the Detroit Lions. A loss of a yard. But yeah, I think neither fan base is that happy right now because Aidan Hutchinson's out of the game. For Detroit and for Dallas, they're down 34-6. Meanwhile, Justin Fields is going to run it into the end zone, make it a 28-7 game in Pittsburgh, 29-7 pending the PAT. Prescott throws to absolutely no one, incomplete. That will make it 4th and 12. We'll see what Dallas does here with 8:52 to go in the third quarter. And Brandon Aubrey will be out to kick. That is up. It is good from 50. 34-9. The lead for Detroit. We will take a quick break. On the other side, more action from Dallas right here on Sorgy Stories. We are back, and we have a quote. The kickoff to Detroit will go here, and it's going to be a return from the 5-yard line to the right side of the field, all the way out of bounds there. Good return for the Detroit. We have a quote from Kevin Burkhardt that really shows the severity of this injury. Again, this is a quote from Fox's Kevin Burkhardt, their play-by-play guy. If you just tuned in, the score doesn't matter. That's Aidan Hutchinson, the Lions' best defensive player, who's laying on the ground, who suffered a gruesome leg injury. We're not showing it. I just hope he's okay. Again, Fox decided not to show what happened to Hutchinson's leg. It was that bad. And to me, that's a single that did snap in half. Goff under pressure, throws. He's got a man deep. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown all the way deep into Dallas territory. And there you go. Is that St. Brown or is that somebody else? Oh, that was not St. Brown. That's my bad. I thought it was. Who was that? Excuse me, that's Khalif Raymond. I thought that was St. Brown for whatever reason, but I don't know. Something's wrong with me. But here we go. At the 21 now of Dallas, they're going to hand it off to Montgomery. He's going to be to the 10, first down, to the 5, down to the 2-yard line. And Montgomery jukes one guy out, jukes another, jukes a third, jukes a fourth, and down to the 2-yard line. First and goal, 7:45 to go here in this third quarter. Here we go from the 2. The Lions are going to put a man in motion, maybe try to... Yeah, they're going to fake the run. Pass, it is almost intercepted. Incomplete there. They almost did what they did a couple of years ago, which was complete to an O lineman, Taylor Decker, which would have been pretty funny to see if they actually completed that for a touchdown. And Decker there almost coming down with it, but a deflection there from the defense. Here we go. 2 backs in the backfield, hoping to stop or hoping to get into the end zone. Here, Montgomery at the goal line, fighting for it. He's still not down, still pushing, and now down at approximately the 1. Guy still getting up from the crazy pile up there just a moment ago. 6:45 to go, third and goal, clock running. Goff is 14 for 21, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. He's looking to get the Lions into the 40s here on this play. Goff has 2 backs in the backfield and expected to run. They're going to put a man in motion to the right. And timeout, delay a game. Let's see. Penalty on Detroit. Third down. It's going to be a delay of game on the Lions. So that's a bit of a killer. Not supremely, but still hurts their chances here of getting into the end zone. Third and goal. So here we go. Third and goal. Ben Johnson, the OC we saw there. That's a committed staff there in Detroit. Third and goal from the 6. As I said, great staff, great players as well. So overall, really good organization right now with Dan Campbell and company there. From the 6-yard line, it's third and goal. Detroit looking to get into the 40s on the scoreboard. Man in motion. Goff looks. He wants the end zone. Goff is sacked. And Dallas will force a field goal here as fourth and goal is upon us with 6 minutes to go. And MCDC Dan Campbell isn't it? Is not loving it after that sack. And Wilson there is able to sneak through the gap and was just able to grab a hold of Goff's leg and get him down. So we're going to get a PAT here. Or it's not, excuse me, not a PAT, but a field goal attempt here. 33 yards for Detroit. It is up and it is good. So 37-9, the lead with 5:26 to go in the third quarter. On the other side, we'll be back with some more action in Dallas. Back here, more active as a touchback in the third quarter. Dak Prescott's offense will take over down a whole lot of points. A 28-point deficit right now in this game. Dallas will need a miracle to win this one. 5:26 to go in the third. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Dak hands it off to Dowdle. He'll get about a yard. Bear with me one sec. Okay, we are back here. 2nd and 9. 5:10 to go. Dallas has the ball after a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9 at their own 31. Prescott under pressure. Does a little shovel pass. It is incomplete. 3rd and 9. The target there was, who was that there for Dallas? Let's see. It was Jalen Allen Brooks, or excuse me, just Jalen Brooks there was the target, but 3rd and 9 now after the incompletion. Aaron Johnson in the building. Your Lions doing pretty well, although prayers go out to Aidan Hutchinson with that gruesome injury. Just hoping for something that's not the worst. Dak throws. He's got a 1st down. CeeDee Lamb at midfield. And Aaron Johnson, sorry about your Tigers. But hey, at least the Lions are winning it. That's good, I guess. So, yeah, Aidan Hutchinson, according to a report, snapped his leg in half. Gruesome injury. Here we go at the 50-yard line, though. Dak is going to throw. 1st down, a little bit more, but a fumble. Was he out of bounds? We will find out. Detroit signals their ball, and so do the refs. The Lions force a fumble and get the ball back. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna watch the MLB playoffs, but I'm not that invested. I hope the Guardians win, but Yankees Mets series would be cool, I guess. But I don't like the I don't like the Mets. I don't like the Dodgers. I'm kind of meh on the Yankees, and the Guardians are just the only small market team. So I'd be okay with them, but and the Yankees fans after a World Series win would just be really annoying if I'm going to be honest. Yeah. As I said, I want the Guardians to win, but I'm not absolutely loving that. I was hoping the Tigers would win I was either hoping my three favorite teams in the American League. Are they my three favorite teams? Not my three favorite overall teams, but my favorite AL team is the Orioles, and then I'm cool with both the Royals and the Tigers. So I was hoping that there would be some damage done by any of those three. And the Tigers got the second round, which is impressive, but couldn't get much there. Just I don't want to hear Mets or Yankees fans just yapping away, and I don't want the Dodgers to win either. Like, Mets fans are really annoying, Yankees fans are really annoying, and the Dodgers I just don't like. So, and just that fumble forced barely before he went out of bounds and way by the Lions to be aware and get on that ball. I think the Mets are going to win the series, considering every team to have beaten the Brewers in the playoffs has gone to the World Series. I'm guessing the Mets are going to continue that, but I don't really want that to happen, if I'm being honest. So the fumble force there, pretty impressive. Went off his leg, and then Arnold was able to jump on that right before he went out. John, I don't know what's wrong with the Cardinals, dude. You guys need to get a lot of stuff fixed down there. It's bad in St. Louis. So it looked like Floundry there fumbled, and Branch was the one who forced it, and then Arnold picked it up. I don't know why we're still looking at this. I want to watch football, not a fumble. Like, it was obviously a fumble. So I don't know why we got to see this 10 times. It's a pretty easy call, I think, if you're the refs. So I don't know why we're wasting time. Call stands for. I'm gonna say why did we look at that 10 times? Like that's a 2-time and you're done. Like that should have taken 10 seconds. That was easy. In the Steelers game, Justin Fields just threw deep for a first down to George Pickens, who made an amazing catch there for first and goal. 4:24 to go in the third. It is 37-9. Detroit leading Dallas, 1st and 10 for Detroit at their own 28. It's going to be a fake handoff play action pass. They've got a man across the middle. And there goes Jameson Williams for a big play for the Lions. 1st and 10, 4:16 to go as he got out of bounds. Goff is 14 for 21, 273, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Having a day for himself right now. And there goes Jahmyr. Is that Jahmyr Gibbs with that big run right there? Who was that? I think that was Jahmyr Gibbs there. Great run there by the back Gibbs. And Gibbs there jukes a couple guys out. And now the Lions have great field position at the 33 of Dallas. Goff fakes the pass, and Montgomery's going to actually gain a couple of yards. He was able to recover there. Make a man miss quickly. We're seeing an update in the Broncos-Chargers game. A great touchdown catch. Oh! If that was a touchdown, that's an insane catch. If it isn't, though, then it makes sense. 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line of Dallas. Again, the Lions trying to get higher on the scoreboard, and Khalif Raymond there gets a first down all the way down to the 20-yard line, and some extracurriculars between a DB for Dallas and Amon-Ra St. Brown there after the play. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for Detroit as they look to, if the game's not already over, to, I guess, officially make it over. Detroit with double the first downs at Dallas, 22 to Dallas's 11 here so far. Looking to get into the 40s with any sort of score here. Goff is going to hand it off to Gibbs. He's going to be inside the 15, down at the 12. And now just 12 yards away from the end zone is Detroit. Here we go. First and 10, 1:26 clock running in the third quarter. Goff has two men to his left, two men in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Gibbs. Gibbs goes to his right, makes one man miss, and runs out of bounds for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. 1:06 to go here in the third quarter. We see the standings. Minnesota still undefeated. Detroit 3-1, Chicago and Green Bay both 4-2. Great division so far. Probably the best in football between these four teams, all having winning records thus far. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 8 for Detroit as they look to get this ball into the end zone once again. Goff is again. They're going to go two backs as they have for a while. Last few plays, and they're going to fake it, though, this time. Going to pitch it to an O-lineman, a flag on the play. They're saying Penei Sewell was down, and we'll see what this flag is. Ben Johnson looking in confusion, saying he was eligible. We'll see what happens here. The ref's discussing if he was eligible or not. And they're saying an ineligible man downfield, and MCDC, Dan Campbell, and his offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, don't like it. So they went to St. Brown and then pitched it back to Sewell, and something's wrong with that somehow. I can't really tell you how, but he was able to get past. Yeah, he was down at the one there, but ineligible somehow, some way. Cody, technically I have a team, but it's a random league, and like half my team's injured, so I didn't even set a lineup this week. Kind of dunzos. There's only one IR spot open, so it's kind of tough to do anything. Goff under pressure, escapes. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. Down at the 13 of Dallas with 8 seconds to go, and this is going to take us to the end of the third quarter. After the break, we will be back with fourth quarter action as we see if Detroit can expand their lead in the Big D. We will see you on the other side of the break.
We are back here for fourth quarter action in Detroit. A touchdown to the Lions coming on the first play, but a flag if it stands or not. A touchdown celebration right now, and I think this will stand. We will find out that. Pass interference on the offense. This one's going to come back. Let's see. Yeah, that's PI. Yup, that's OPI. All over the place. So now it will be, third and 18 now. So this is a pretty tough spot now. Going from a touchdown to third and 18 all the way back at the 20-yard line here. So they need 18 yards to the end zone or else they're going to kick 3. Goff throws. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs to get it down to the 15. Will set up a 4th and 13 field goal attempt here for the kicker. So Jake Bates now on here, 4th and 13 to kick 3 and get a 40 spot to be put up here for the Lions. The attempt is 33 yards, essentially a gimme here. Can he get it to 40 points? Yes, he can. The Lions have put 40 up on Dallas and lead by 29 points. Excuse me, 31 points in this one. And we're going to go right back to another break as that was a pretty quick drive. We will be right back on the other side. are back here as the Cowboys are going to return it, do a fake Turpin all the way out to the 28-yard line. 14:06 to go. Detroit leads Dallas 40-9 in what has been a blowout.
Dak Prescott and the offense take the field, trying to put up any points on the board to make the score look a little bit better. Unless somehow a miracle happens and they can put up 42 points to win this game in a quarter, but I don't see that happening at all. In Vegas, it is Pittsburgh about to win, about a minute 15 seconds away from victory. The final there will be 32-13. But here in this game, Prescott under pressure, throws. He's got a man. It was Tolbert there, taken down very quickly. 2nd and 8, 13:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Prescott 16 for 29, 174 yards and a pick on the day. No touchdowns for him today. 2nd and 6 now. Prescott looks to throw. Under pressure again. He does not have anyone. Overthrew Lamb out of bounds. 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys. Detroit trying to force a 3 and out here with 13 and a half minutes to go in this one. And we now look like we will have a final. Pittsburgh 32. They will go to 4-2 on the season. Vegas falls to 2-4. They put up 13 points in this game. 32-13. Pittsburgh wins. Justin Fields leads Pittsburgh to the win. Prescott under pressure again on 3rd and 6. Incomplete, and it will be a, let's see, are they going to go for it here on 4th down? Prescott gives the thumbs up, says we're going for this. Looking for any sort of kickstart to a miracle here, and under pressure, Prescott took a pretty hard hit, but was able to get right back up. And here we go, 4th and 6. The Cowboys looking for some sort of last hope, I guess here. See what happens. That's what I'm getting out of this, is just, I guess, trying to see if they can make something happen. 4th and 6, 13:34 to go. Prescott's got 2 men to his left, 1 moving in motion over to his right. Man in the backfield to his left. Prescott under pressure again, throws across the middle. It is intercepted. Brian Branch takes this one to the 30, the 20, the 10, down at the 3 of Dallas. Brian Branch with 13 minutes and 22 seconds to go forces a 2nd interception of the day of Dak Prescott. It is 1st and goal, Detroit. Prescott on 4th and 6 was looking for some sort of life. He was under pressure, had a man coming right at him, threw for his receiver, way overthrew the guy. And Branch was right there to pick it up, juked a couple guys out, and Prescott there, not too happy with that mistake as he sits down, takes his helmet off. But from the 4-yard line now, it is 1st and goal for Jared Goff, who's got 311 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Goff looks to throw, goes end zone, touchdown. St. Brown gets into the end zone for Detroit. They lead 46-9. So with 13:18 to go, Detroit with a 37-point lead over Dallas at what is quickly becoming a terrible performance by this Dallas defense. A flag on the play, but still, I think this is going to stand as a touchdown. And for Dak Prescott, he knows his team's going to fall to 3-3, and his head coach might be done. And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct after the play on St. Brown. Makes sense. And I think they're going to bench Dak Prescott here for the rest of this game, as they've got a backup QB in here. Who will be doing the next drive. It looks like Cooper Rush will be the backup in for Prescott on the next drive. First, we got to get through this PAT. Aubrey will be kicking from about the 37-yard line after the PAT, 38-yard line after the PAT. After the unsportsmanlike conduct. It's up, and it is right down the middle, 47-9. A Yeah, 38-point lead for Detroit over Dallas. Wow. Tallest bet. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched the game. I just saw 32 points, and I was like, well, he had to do something. But if he did not have any touchdowns, then that's my bad. And I honestly wouldn't mind. We talked about it earlier, maybe doing having Russell Wilson come in. Yes, I am streaming off of the laptop. We will take a quick break. On the other side, back with some more action in this Detroit-Dallas game. And we are back as Turbin's going to run this one out. He's to the 30, and he's down at the 41 of Dallas. So 13-12, Cooper Rush will be in the game, I think, here for the Cowboys, down 38 points. Rush is going to hand it off for Dowdle there, and he's going to get a big first down into the territory of Detroit. 12:55 to go. And so far this year, if we look at Dak Prescott's numbers, .179 yards in his first game, 293, then 379, then 221, 352, 178, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks on the season, 1,424 yards, a 92.9 QB rating. Excuse me, passer rating. It was passer rating or QBR? Passer rating, I think. .12 minutes to go. here. 47-9, the lead for Detroit. 40 points in consecutive games for Detroit now, back-to-back here. First time they've done that since 1962. Rush is going to hand it off to Zeke, who will be taken down for a 2-yard gain there. Was able to escape a tackle. And this thing's getting boring quick. Hopefully we'll get through this fourth quarter pretty quick, so everyone can enjoy the rest of their evenings, watch some playoff baseball or some Sunday Night Football or whatever you may be watching this evening. Taking a quick look around what's going on in sports. Jets in the Wild and some NHL action and a couple more games later. As I mentioned, Mets, Dodgers, first down Cowboys there. Down to the 25. Mets, Dodgers tonight at 8:15 on Fox. NBA preseason action right now. You've got Timberwolves, Knicks, Blazers, Kings, and Raptors, Celtics. The New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx in Game 2 of the WNBA Finals, so that one's tied 1-1 now. Kyle Larson wins the NASCAR race. Cooper Rush throws. He's got a man. Dowdle there for about 6 yards or so. NFL score: Steelers 32, Raiders 13, Chargers 23, Broncos 16, Colts 20, Titans 17, Buccaneers 51, Saints 27, Ravens 30, Commanders 23, Texans 41, Patriots 21, Bears 35, Jaguars 16. And currently in action, of course, this game, the Cowboys are driving down the field, looking to get into double digits on the day. Falcons, meanwhile, though, up 35-20 on the Panthers with 4 minutes to go. First down for Dallas, down inside the 5-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there. And, of course, the Eagles beat the Browns 20-16. Packers 34-13 over Arizona today. So, yep, hockey season underway. Go Flyers. I think they're 1-1 on the year. They beat Vancouver in a shootout and then lost to Calgary last night. First and goal now for Dallas at the 6. Rush looks to throw. End zone. Does he have a man? No, he doesn't. He wanted Brooks, but couldn't get him. So second and goal now for the Cowboys. $8:49 to go in this one. Second and goal for Dallas. Looking to make the score look a little bit better. So far, 8 plays, 53 yards on the drive in 4 minutes and 23 seconds. They're going to put Turpin in motion. Rush looks, has a man. He tried for Brooks again. Couldn't get him. Incomplete. Third and goal. And this is quickly becoming more and more and more and more and more. Third and goal. Rush looks end zone. He tries for Ferguson at the 4. Has him down at the 5, it looks like there. So fourth and goal at the 5. Dallas is obviously going to go for it. Nothing to lose here. Trying to make it a 47-16 game. Ferguson fought for every yard that he got there. So fourth and goal here we go. It's either going to be nothing or something for Cooper Rush and this Cowboys offense. They've got 5 wide, but a timeout here called by Dallas. See what they do here. Here we go. 4th and goal, 8:07 to go in this one. Dallas has the ball at the 5. Rush looking to get into the end zone. Throws. Intercepted. And Joseph there with the pick. It just will not end. And as I said before, I've said it a few times, I think Mike McCarthy's job might be gone. This is bad. And Mike McCarthy just did this. Wow. That's what he said there. Absolutely insane. Pick. Wow. And Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell celebrating on the sidelines after that incredible interception there. Not a great pick. I mean, it was a good pick, but now Detroit will take over here. Looks like they have their backup in the game as well. Let's see who this is. He's going to make a solid throw, though, to get it to Raymond, who's going to run it pretty far. So it's going to be Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee now into the game, getting really his first solid NFL gameplay as a rookie. We know the dude has an arm. Let's see what he can do here after starting off with a 19-yard pass to Khalif Raymond, who is 73 yards on the day. Hooker under center. He's going to hand it off for a few yards, and this just absolute beat down. He ran it over to Reynolds. Both backup QBs in. This has been an insane game. And we see how just the ground and pound rush. If you're watching the Fox broadcast, you'll see this graphic. I mean, everyone's running. Yeah, John, for sure. 7:30 to go, and both backups are in the game. It is ugly right now. 2nd and 5 here for Detroit at their own 44-yard line. Hooker under center again. He's going to hand it off again. Reynolds is going to dodge, though. Hooker with a little block there, and Reynolds will be just short of the first down. It'll set up a 3rd and 2.
Gotta ask you, who gets fired first, McCarthy or Sirianni?
Oh, McCarthy's gone after this game. They fall to 3-3 in this bad of a loss. But yeah, both backups in. I think 3 interceptions now for the defense for Detroit. Aidan Hutchinson's leg split in half during this game.
Oof.
Like, it was bad. Fox had to take 3 commercial breaks.
Good God.
Yeah, he had to put it in an air cast, and according to one of the Lions beat reporters, it's like split in half.
Oh.
Kevin Burkhardt said, it's too bad for us to show you. So, hopefully we'll see what's going on there. I'll do a quick look and see if there's been any updates on him. But again, Hendon Hooker finally getting some gameplay for being the QB at Tennessee last year. See what happens here. He's just going to hand it off again. So on 1st and 10, some ground and pound there. We do some inactives for this game here. Sunday night game. These are tonight's inactives for Sunday Night Football, according to Adam Schefter. For the Giants, Malik Neighbors, the wide receiver. The punter, Jamie Gillen. The running back, Devin Singletary. The cornerback, Trey Hawkins III. The guard, Jake Kubas. the wide receiver Bryce Ford-Wheaton, and the backup QB Tommy Cutlets. For the Bengals, Cedric Johnson, the defensive end, the tackle Andrew Stuber, the defensive tackle Lawrence Guy, the receiver Jermaine Burton, the tight end Tanner McLaughlin, and the defensive tackle Jay Tufel. All out this evening for Sunday Night Football. That game kicks off at 8:20. 5:19 to go. 3rd and 8 for the Hendon Hooker-led Lions at this point. They're going to run it here. Keep this clock moving. It will move to under 5 minutes as we hit 4th and 3. It is 38-20 now. The Falcons lead the Panthers. 2 minutes to go. In the 4th, it's 2nd and 1 at the Carolina 39 for the Panthers, looking to, I guess they're not going to be able to come back and win it probably down 18, but they can try. 4th and 3 here for Detroit. 4:42 to go. At the 30. At the 30 of Dallas. They're going to go for this. Nothing to lose, I guess. I like it. Hendon Hooker. He's under pressure. He throws, and he is sacked. You got to escape there, man. I know he can run. You got to run. So a sack, and now Dallas's offense will take over. They had an O lineman at receiver there. That is great. That's what you do when you're up 38 points. So here we go, 1st and 10 with 4:23 to go in this game for the Cowboys in their own territory. Hopefully this game should pass by pretty quickly because I don't want to be here much longer. Let's get this thing over with. Rush is going to hand it off. Zeke will fight for a few yards. Set up 2nd and 4 probably. Clock runs down to 4 minutes. Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. 3:58 left here. Clock still moving, and the Lions faithful pretty happy right now with their team's performance. Cooper Rush throws. He's got the receiver for the first down. Turpin there. So 3:42 to go. Clock stops. So 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the Detroit 48-yard line. Rush hands it off to Zeke for about 3-4 yards there. So 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7, 3:26 to go. Clock running down, and now it's just, maybe Dallas puts 3 on the board. I don't see them getting a touchdown, though. So here we go, 2nd and 7 at the 45. They're going to hand it off to Turpin. He's going to get a few yards gain and might get the first down. We'll see what the call is. Hodag, I don't think so. Don't think they'll be able to make it to 50. I think the Cowboys are going to spend the rest of this game running out the clock. But maybe they'll get the ball back. We'll see. Cowboys are going to get a first down. So 3rd and 1 turns into 1st and 10 here.
The curse of the Navy uniforms.
So 2:38 to go. nearing about a play away from the 2-minute warning here. Cooper Rush throws it out to Turpin, who runs out of bounds. So the clock will stop. So it'll take one more play before we get to the 2-minute warning. We're seeing that throw from Goff to Laporta. Some other great throws. There's Jamison Williams there on that touchdown. Jared Goff's had quite the day. 18 for 25, 315 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jared Goff on the day.
Happy birthday, Jerry Jones.
Oh, it's his birthday?
Yep.
Oh, happy birthday. He gets to fire coach today. Have we ever streamed a Cowboys win?
I don't think so.
Why don't you go check this? You go to our live here. They're gonna lose this one. We scroll through all of our basketball streams. Packers beat them last time we streamed that.
Streamed 2 Packers wins over them.
Packers beat the Cowboys the year before that. 2nd and 7, 2:25 to go. John Jansen says hi.
Hey, John.
Who won the Cowboys-Eagles game we streamed 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think that might have been a Cowboys win.
It was. So it's been a hot minute since we streamed. It's been a while. 2:13 to go. Lions think they have the ball. Let's see what happened here. So Turpin caught it and then lost it. Yeah, I think Detroit's going to have the ball. So Hodag, maybe they will be able to put a 50 spot up. We will wait and see. $2:10 to go. Detroit 1st and 10 here at their own 32. Hendon Hooker's probably just going to hand this one off. Yup, just going to hand it off. Reynolds there will get a few yards, and that will send us to the 2-minute warning. On the other side of the warning, we will be back for the last 2 minutes of this Lions win. We will be right back. are back here for the final 2 minutes of action. Hendon Hooker and Detroit's offense on the field in their own territory. Going to run the ball to finish this one off. Reynolds for no gain. They just need one more first down, and then they'll be able to call game by kneeling it a couple times. That also, in kind of unrelated news, while watching this game, Tom Grossi's dad broke Tom Grossi's Fan of the Year trophy.
Yeah.
It's a hysterical video. And Nick in the chat with, let's do some quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 45, 49 laughing emojis. And then the caption, Cowboys, baby. Mike McCarthy's gone, Nick. Mike McCarthy gets fired a week earlier than Nick Sirianni does. Or maybe Nick Sirianni will stay. Who knows? But if the Eagles lose, I think he's gone. So, McCarthy's fired first. That's the point. I think he's gone after this one. So, man. Dallas does not look like a 3-2 team or 3-3 team today. Assuming they're gonna lose this, so they will be 3-3. They look 2-4, 1-5. They look terrible. Baseball on the night for my baseball fans out there. Getting to watch Mets Dodgers. So that's cool. But kind of a boring day since the Packers played. Nothing super crazy going on. 46 seconds. One kneel down will... 2 kneel downs, I think, actually. Or nope, 1 kneel down will do it. So, folks, I think that is going to be it. As the coaches meet at midfield, we are 20 seconds away from a final score. And there's Nick with 47 laughing emojis, as recommended by John Jansen. 1 for every point scored against the Dallas Cowboys today. The final is 47-9. Dallas loses to Detroit. We will see if Mike McCarthy's gone. Prayers go out to Aidan Hutchinson and his family after that scary injury. But for the rest of the Detroit team, what a win, man. What a win. Jared Goff looked great. So, Dallas, though, drops 3-3. I think McCarthy's gone, and if he's not, he'll be gone in the next few weeks. That will do it for us. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding. Linktree.com/SorgyStores for all of our social media. Lions 47, Cowboys 9 will be your final Sunday Night Football at 8:20 on NBC, NLCS Game 1, 8:15 p.m. on Fox. Enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. We will see you next time.